you are from which faculty? Civil engineering. It's the first time we are receiving civil engineering students. We normally are from mechanical, electrical. Then we are from technology management and all other faculties.
Yes.
Real estate or something like that. First time we got. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's the first. Very seldom we receive from. How's your prof? Aziz?
What?
It's fine. I'll send our regards to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's because of him you got a chance. Normally we will not take civil engineering students because there's not much involvement here.
Yes.
Thank you, Bob.
Good
No
person.
worries. And this is my colleague, Puan Radia. Happen to be she's not big, she's not well a bit, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the reason we asked you to be on time. Thank you very much for being on time. Shall we start?
Yes.
Yeah, shall we?
We would like to ask about
Louder, louder.
We would like to ask about how Evergreen do all the air pollution problem around this area.
Okay.
So proceed to the first question. So
alright.
is there any solution have been conducted by Evergreen to solve the air pollution problem?
Yes, we of course air pollution is a very wide topic, right? Pollution from what kind of activities and all that, who's involved and all that. It's quite a huge topic. Let me give you a simple brief explanation about this company. Evergreen Fiberboard Berhad. We started here in 1992. Back in 1992, we produce medium density fiberboard. This is the HQ. It's a listed company, and this is the headquarters. We have one subsidiary in Pasir Gudang, one in Sedamat, one in Nilai, Negeri Sembilan, one in Hajjai, Thailand, one more in Palembang,
Oh, hanya Thailand.
Thailand, and one more in Palembang, Indonesia. Our core business is medium density fiberboard panel producer, like board like this, big boards and all that. And we have downstream processes. We have coating and UV lamination. We have furniture, knockdown furniture, which you can see from IKEA and all that. You know, this kind of furniture, do it yourself, fix it yourself, and all that. So that kind of furniture we have on downstream. Upstream, we have plantation, renewable resource in Kahang, Johor. And we also have glue manufacturing, adhesive, which is a big part of the raw material. One is of course wood, second would be the glue. You mix it together, it becomes board. It's not as simple as that, but there are a lot of processes, and if you can see, the whole processes is in the picture. You can get the picture from the website, and more information about the product, the group, and all that from the website. Quite a number of information from there. So coming into air pollution. Alright, so I think the expert is Puan Radia. I may not be any more involved. Maybe she could take up the question.
Previously, we have problems on the sanding because we are using all sander. Because right now they are replacing the all sander to high-tech sanding machine. So this high-tech sanding machine HTS come with the bed filter. So it shall cover the air pollution problems that happened previously during 2014, 2015.
Okay, because sanding is a process, it is a part of the process of the board. Sanding, that means you sand the surface of the board, alright, and make it smooth. So in the process, of course, we used to have individual sander machines, or 5 of it. So what we did is the company invested into a single sander, very high tech, highly efficient, and then you have a better suction system for the dust and all that, and then the back filters is all being changed into high tech, and that is really minimized on the back filter leakages and the dust being airborne. So mostly on air pollution is the dust, which is involved in the nature of the product, because wood means you have wood particles, wood dust. These are the things that you will be constantly faced with as in terms of air pollution. Other than that, I don't think so there's any other things that is going to so-called pollute the air. No, it's only the wood dust.
So So what is the technology used to control air pollution from your industry?
So for bag filter we have two types. Bag filter.
Bag filter.
One is reverse air technology and one is pulse jet technology. And also cyclone and boiler lah.
So how long is the internal maintenance period for the air filter system to ensure it always function properly?
We are doing a daily maintenance.
Daily maintenance.
So may I know that how's the air filtration works on the polluted air?
This dusty air dia akan masuk dekat dalam satu bag filter and you ada stokin dekat dalam tu. Lepas tu dia akan stokin tu dia akan filter the air. Hapuknya akan maintain dekat dalam compartment, bag filter compartment, and fresh air goes to environment lah.
So using the bag filter
Yes.
to filter the dusty
Dust,
air.
yes, the dust will go into the bag. It is a bag filter. These bag filters are not simple bag filters you can buy anywhere outside. It's an industrial, high technology kind of equipment, and it is tested, and it is being sanctioned by the Department of Environment. They have a proper procedure for it, and there is a law governing bag filters, and then there is rules and regulation. How do you maintain bag filters? And you have someone called competent person under the law who maintains bag filters and being monitored periodically by authorities. Am I right to say that?
So what kind of the hazardous gases are being filtered? So
There's no hazardous gases involved
Just-
in
just
our
dust.
it's only dust. That's why I say that air pollution you have to be very specific. What kind of thing that you release to the air? So what comes at this moment, what we know is only the dust. We have
Kalau you
done
ada-
many tests. There's no thing.
Kalau you
nothing
ada
that-
hazardous gases, then evergreen kena install scrubber lah. For
Ah.
now, kita memang tak ada scrubber.
so dust is being filtered.
Yes.
That's it too.
So what action have been taken by your industry on the dust that has been being filtered?
Dust being filtered, we use it.
Kita recycle balik masuk jadi kampung lah. Kita
Oh.
masuk balik jadi production.
So make a new product, another product lah.
No, mix with the existing product, which is the existing raw materials
Oh.
to create the product.
Sebab kita punya raw material fiber dari
Yes.
kayu. So dust tu akan campur balik dengan fiber kayu tu jadi pot. Macam tu.
So you reuse the dust.
Yeah, great. Yes, because from wood you see from the log. From the log you have to debug the log, take out the the outer part of the log, and then the log will be turned into wood chip, processed into wood chip, and wood chip will be turned into fiber, fine fiber, and then you process it. And then what you do is that once you come out and then there's sanding dust, you will use it for the product, or you may use it in the boiler as a
Yes.
boiler
Yes,
fuel,
the
biomass. So you can consider biomass use back. You don't throw the dust. Dust is very valuable for the industry. It's not something that's a reject for us.
Let me interrupt. Is it the smoke that we have seen in this battery? Is it the black smoke? Is it from the dust or what?
Itu daripada sistem boiler. Kita ada sistem boiler. Kita bakar boiler waste fuel untuk dapatkan steam. Steam tu kita gunakan untuk kita punya production lah. Sebab
Run the
dia-
production.
kita
We cook the chips and then run the production.
Is it
Steam power.
hazardous for us, that smoke?
It is not hazardous because if you can see that we claim not hazardous, but the smoke there is a tester installed to that, a density tester, and what are the particles that you release. So that smoke has to be monitored, and it is also documented, tested, verified by the authorities, Department of Environment.
So usually what is the time and the peak hour for the gas emission?
There is no gas emission.
Smoke.
Just don't get it wrong. Smoke. When you burn something, you get a smoke.
Yeah.
What you put as a boiler fuel, like you, either you burn biomass, macam kulit kayu tadi yang rekan saya kata tu, kulit kayu atau kayu dan sebagainya, you get the smoke out of the process of boiler. If you understand boiler, if you studied boiler, you will understand how it functions. I'm not sure civil engineering whether you studied boiler, maybe you studied material, mass, whatever other things, but I'm not sure. If you study boiler, maybe you can check from other students. You will understand how the boiler system works. Every boiler, before you install, you need to get an approval from Jabatan JKKP, Jabatan Keselamatan dan Kesihatan Pekerja. They must pre-approve your dandang boiler, which at the time after you install, then only you can install. Then you have to monitor, the JKKP will monitor. Then you can only run the boiler with boilerman, registered boilerman, based on the heating surface. If your heating surface is big, you need a boiler engineer, steam engineer, to manage it. So it's not, you must have a special pass to run the boiler. So whenever boiler, whatever emission comes out of the boiler is monitored by DOE, Department of Environment. If it is hazardous, they see that, oh no, cannot. This is the parameters, and then it's not allowable. It is exceeded. Then they will ask you to install further filtration, filter and other filters or whatsoever you need to install, so that you will not have this dust or smoke whatsoever.
Actually, I asking this because a lot of my friends and our students asking why the university not take action about the smoke. Actually, they don't know what the
no. They know very well. The one do not know are the naive students. Students don't understand.
They don't understand.
Right? They
So
see one thing, they ask a question, which is good. They see something, they ask question. But asking, they should not stop just by asking question. You need to go further and get the answer. Why? So you can ask from your authorities, you ask from your professors, you ask from other a person like maybe from the industry itself to understand why. And you will be surprised that there are allowable emission for each and every boiler. You can allow black smoke to come out certain time, 5 minutes.
5 minit dalam masa 24 jam.
Used to be more. Now the regulation is lesser, and then you are able to come up, because it is the construction of the boiler. When you start the boiler, you will have this. Macam start engine kereta. You start engine kereta, suddenly they'll have this kind of. But because they use fuel which is fossil fuel, we use biomass. Type of fuels are different to use. So emission of the boiler also has that. And we have how many cerobong? I'm not sure about the cerobong. 3 cerobong. 4 cerobong sahaja. Cerobong-cerobong yang jauh semua bukan kita punya. Jadi always people see from jauh nampak hitam, mesti negeri. So it's always like that. We have been targeted for many years as being a pollution producer, rather than a bot producer. You're always creating problems for the environment.
That why students wonder about that.
Yes, because their students are naive. Okay, they do not understand. They say that, oh, okay, why? Yes, asking question is the beginning part of learning. So you want a learning process, you must first find out a question. Alright, you want to do a thesis, you must have a problem. Then only from a problem you find a solution. So you are able to identify the problem. Don't stop from there. Go further. Find the solution. Why? Why is it permitted and all that? Whether the authorities are coming in, whether it's being monitored. We're a public listed company. We have requirements that to fulfill, and our sustainability and our environment responsibilities also. So we are within the law. If we are not within, we will be corrected by the authorities. Authorities frequently visit. If you don't believe, you just pick up the phone and then call DOE today. You say that, you just claim, just give your name and IC number. You say that, okay, today the company is polluting. Within half an hour, DOE will be here. That efficient they are. They are very efficient. They come, she is an environment officer. She knows very well how hard is it to deal with authorities. The authorities are very strict.
Very strict.
So they are very strict. Of course, you must understand this is an industry. So when it's an industry, we have our setbacks.
Yes.
It is not. We can't expect a perfect environment. Aircon sometimes breaks down,
Yes.
right? Material you build houses, there will be always a crack. All these kind of things you can't,
Jangka.
yes, and also you may be able to junker by maintenance, and then periodic maintenance and then preventive maintenance and all that. But sometimes you cannot expect the material to run perfectly or the machine to run perfectly. It may break down. Mechanical parts, electrical parts may break down. Right? So you go for that.
After that, we will share what we get to our friends to avoid any misunderstanding.
Yes.
So, how do your industry to ensure the proper indoor air quality of your company?
So kita ada buat ambient air monitoring within company premise lah. Dia 4 bulan, 4 kali setahun. Bulan 2, bulan 5, bulan 8, bulan 11. So for boiler, we did boiler stack monitoring. Bulan 3, 6, 9, 12.
4 times a year
Yes.
to ensure the proper indoor air quality of your.
Yeah.
So, is there any rating indoor air quality of every?
So kita punya limit untuk ambient air 260 mg per meter cube.
260
Milligram per meter cube.
Milligram per cube.
That is the maximum.
Ini limitnya, maksimumnya lah betul.
Okay. So you know that workers are important to a company, right? So what's the personal protective equipment that your company provided for your workers?
We are required to provide dust mask,
Dust mask.
Dust mask.
right? Safety helmets, gears, and all that. Depending on the area where how hazardous it is, and based on our assessment, we provide this kind of PPE, we call it personal protective equipment, earplugs and all that. Depending on which zone they are working, based on the amount of hazards involved in the area.
So other than the installation of air filtration system, what action have been taken by your industry to achieve zero carbon emissions?
We are not into zero carbon emission at this moment, right?
Kita cuma ada buat pemasangan solar system saja.
Solar.
Solar and also dekat boiler kita pasang flue gas carbon capture.
Flue gas carbon.
What's the function of the flue gas carbon capture?
Sebab bahan bakar tu dia still ada heat dia. So dia recycle
Recycle the
balik
heat, use back.
untuk dapatkan dia punya heat dia tu.
Use the
And also the things that we use in our boiler is biomass. We don't use fossil fuel.
So it's the same air filtration system used in department of your industry? If not, what's the other system is used?
Kita sekarang ni yang high tech ni reverse air lah. Tapi kita still ada guna juga pulse check. Pulse check tu dia commonly used by industry. Cuma reverse air ni dia kurang popular tapi dah digunakan. Cuma it depends on department lah nak guna. Ada yang guna pulse check, ada yang guna reverse air. Macam tu je.
So how do you raise the awareness among your workers about the dangers of air pollution?
Normally I akan raise NCR master list through monthly monitoring, monthly report. So any perkara-perkara yang tak yang melanggar apa-apa law ke, then I have highlight this.
So if you find that any workers who do not follow the rules of regulation, what is the action taken by your industry?
Of course, we have the standard disciplinary process and all that. We don't fire workers or means that we educate them. We educate them how important is it to wear, take care of their health. Of course, when they start work, first day we will give them the safety briefing, which will also include the environment, the PPE and all that. And of course, there will be on-job training to be carried out. During that, the training on the safety and health is also included, blended into the work. And besides that, like if there's any finding whatsoever, it will be discussed in the safety committee meetings and briefings, and then educate the workers on the requirements, how they're supposed to do it, and what are the consequences if at all they breach the safety requirements, environment requirements, and all that.
So I think that's all for today.
A few things we'd like to add on is that some interesting facts which would make you feel better. For instance, we work very closely with the university, and in terms of getting the technology or whatever ideas and all that from them. They also provide services to us. They do air monitoring. UTHM does air monitoring for Evergreen. They have the equipments being placed at their location at your university, monitoring the particular dust or particular whatever emission that you call or whatsoever. How was the result so far? So did not exceed any limit so far. Only one time we exceeded limit during the haze, Indonesian haze time, that's the API. Yes, other than that we did not exceed the limit. And this report is churned by UTHM, not by us. Alright, so this is a thing that we work together. So they will understand. They actually understand the requirements of the industry, why is it and all that. And whenever you make a complaint, they will also understand why the complaint is coming and what they should do and all that. Alright, so these are the challenges of industry that we have, and it is bigger challenges because I think this is the only industrial estate or industrial zone adjacent to a university. If you take into quite a number of universities which I visited, they do not have anything adjacent so close, one border shared by university and industry. This is the setback. Because if you want to set a university, you want to set a place for students to learn and explore, probably they should be away from industrial zones. Don't go so close and then you complain that your neighbor is smelly. So that's the planning side. But having said that, industry is industry. Tendency to go overboard is there. That is why the authorities keep very close monitoring on this industry. A lot of requirements, a lot of regulations, and then the regulations, the requirement, rules, law is not stagnant. It grows, it improves, it gets tighter, it gets harder to comply. More investment needed to comply, to stay in business. At the same time, you need to do business. At the same time, you need to balance with the environment, the requirements of legislation, rules, regulations, and so on and so forth. So it's not that easy as we think that industry, why is it floating and whatsoever. These are the general idea that I want to give it to you. Alright. If you have any further questions, you drop an email to me. We can gladly clarify. And if you have any other questions, you can tell your friends. You go to the website. There's feedback. You can put in a feedback, and we can respond. So long we have your name or whoever sending the feedback to us.
So nak tanya pasal personal lah. Since you alumni UTHM kan?
I'm not.
No.
I'm not. But we have
a few workers.
Not workers. If you can say that our boiler side, we also have engineers, boiler engineers from UTHM. Our mechanical engineer is UTHM. Our electrical engineer is UTHM. Our production engineer is also UTHM. HR also UTHM executive. So if you ask UTHM, then UTHM is the one running our places. UTHM is the one that complaining at the same time.
So maybe one of us maybe for this company lah.
Possible. Civil engineering, I'm not sure. We need to explore further.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm doing research. My professor is Dr. Wan Hausia.
Oh.
I'm not an alumni. Currently, I'm going through research.
Oh.
She's my supervisor.
Ada soalan lagi? Tak ada.
Anything else?
Thank
Thank you very much. Thank you, Cornelia.
Thank you.
Alright, I can bring you to furniture line to have a look.
Can we take our picture first?
Photo with Azza.
Yeah.
And you can